Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video is long overdue. I should have posted this video years ago, but I do believe in the fact that everything happens for a reason and everything happens when it's supposed to happen. So I guess this video has actually landed at the right time. The video is about my acne clearing journey and how I cleared my acne, and I'm basically gonna take you guys through the whole process and what happened and how I actually went about clearing my acne. Okay, so long story short, I've had acne. Excuse me if I keep on looking down. I do have notes that I've actually written for you guys so that I don't miss anything or forget to mention anything. So I've had acne most of my teenage life. It wasn't really bad on my face, but it was really bad on my back. I had a lot of pimples and dark marks on my back. And that was a lot in my high school time. And I'd have pimples and acne every now and then on my face, but it wasn't really bad on my face. So I would actually avoid wearing a lot of things that opened my back or showed my back because my problem or most of my problems were on my back. And then I tried all these famous acne clearing products that you can think of, your Biodermas, your Neutrogenas, your Gentle Magics. I've tried Caticures, Escamel. I've used African extracts, Rooibos. I've used your Bionic or Bionics. I've used Benzac and so forth. I've tried everything, guys, from the most expensive products to the least expensive products. And one thing I picked up a lot with the products that I tried is that they would work for a while and then they would stop working. So my skin is generally like that. I would use a product and it would work very well for me and then it would just stop working. Recently, since last year September, I think if it was not July or August, I started using Portia M products, and I think a lot of you who do follow me on Instagram have seen that I have been using those products. I won't lie, those products really work, guys. They really work well. But one thing I've picked up, I'm having some cranberry juice, guys. This is one of my favorite juices. If you are a lady watching this video, make sure you stock up on this juice. It will do wonders for the thing down there. If you want to know the benefits of cranberry juice, you can Google them, guys, and you'll see them. Especially if maybe you're a person who suffers a lot from UTIs, urinary tract infections, this juice is very good for you. And it basically has cleansing properties, especially for your kidneys and your bladder. That's just as a side. So carrying on with why I made this video. So I used Portia M products and they really worked well, but I think, as I've mentioned before, that my skin is just so stubborn, and when it gets used to a product it just stops working and then it breaks out or whatever the case may be. So I had to change my products. I will be posting a separate video where I will show you guys what products I am currently using and how they are working for me and why I chose to buy those specific products that I'm actually currently using. So I would recommend Portia M products to someone who wants to clear their skin and wants to have the natural glow. They do work and they are very affordable, which is what I liked about them. So in 2016 I experienced a very hectic breakout, guys. Like, it just came out of nowhere. I do suspect that it was because of a product change. I changed my skincare routine and I started using something different. So I do suspect that could have been the reason, but I am not sure what made my skin break out. As you can see on the thumbnail, rather, or picture that I have posted for this video, you will see that was my skin and how it looked in 2016, and that was one of my worst breakouts that I've ever had. And so I decided to see a dermatologist because it just became worse. And usually when I have breakouts, they last like for a month or for a couple of weeks or even at least a week. But then this time it was like more than a month, and then it was going into 2 months, and then I realized something's really wrong with my skin. So I decided to go and see a dermatologist. So when I got to the dermatologist, he ran scans and tested my skin, and he diagnosed me with cystic acne and hormonal acne, which is basically cystic acne. You can Google it if you're not sure. It's pimples that grow inside of your skin, and they grow into this cyst type of pimples that form inside your skin. And hormonal acne is basically acne that is influenced by an imbalance of hormones. So if your hormones are not in check or they are imbalanced, you can easily have skin breakouts. And for me also, mostly it's because of my oily skin. I've got very, very, very oily skin, guys. My skin, I could apply something that is mattifying now, and 50 minutes later my skin is like super oily, and that's just generally my type of skin. So he diagnosed me with that acne, which is cystic acne rather, and hormonal acne. And he then decided that he's going to put me on medication. I paid 850 rand for my consultation at the dermatologist, and at that time I did not have medical aid, which my doctor, or rather my dermatologist that I went to that time, suggested that I actually go to the public hospital, as they do offer the medication there, and I would be able to get it for free if I couldn't afford to buy it, because the medication is quite expensive. So I got to the public hospital, and I then opened a file like you usually have to if you have any issues at a public hospital. I think I paid something like 140 rand for admin fees, and I think I paid it once off or twice, and that was about it. Luckily for me, the dermatologist that I had seen was actually a doctor, a skin doctor at the public hospital that he told me to go to. So luckily for me, I was able to actually see him at the public hospital. So when I got there, he basically now checked and prescribed the medication for me. Then he put me on oratane. Oratane, it was 20 milligrams, and I took 2 tablets every day. Every time when you go to the doctor for your checkups, they would actually take your blood, and they would check your blood to check if everything is okay. And that was just basically my life for 5 months, because he actually put me on medication for 5 months. I was actually supposed to be on the medication for 6 months, but I ended up being on the medication for 5 months because my skin responded very well to the medication. Then every time you go for a hospital visit, if you're going to go and get the meds from a public hospital, I am not sure how it works in other provinces or other cities, guys. So you guys are going to have to maybe check with your public hospitals if you do decide to actually go to a public hospital for the medication. That's if you don't have medical aid or you can't afford to get it cash. So every time you go to the public hospital, your bloods get checked, you get tested for pregnancy, and they make sure that everything is good before they give you another set of medication. So I went to the hospital, I think it was once every month, or there was only one time where they gave me a supply for 2 months, and then I only went to the hospital once. So basically that was my life. Every month I'd have to go to the hospital, get my blood checked, get my pregnancy test done, and get everything checked before I could get my next set of medication. And then you are tested for pregnancy every time, because the medication is very strong, guys. So you can't afford to get pregnant, basically, because if you do fall pregnant on the medication, you are automatically put on the list to terminate. That's the sad part about about the medication. You will automatically be put on a list to terminate, because the medication causes birth defects, so you can't afford to get pregnant on the medication. That is why when you go on the medication, they immediately put you on contraceptives if you are not on them, and that's especially if you are sexually active. So yeah, as I said, I was on the medication for 5 months instead of 6, because my skin responded very well to the medication, and it cleared my dark spots automatically for me. I have heard some people complained that the medication did not clear their dark spots but just cleared their skin. So for me personally, it cleared everything. It cleared my dark spots and it cleared my acne. So that I was actually fortunate in that sense. And then I'm going to be telling you guys about what the medication does to your body and the effects of taking them. So the medication makes everything dry. It makes your skin dry. It makes your lips dry. It makes your lips chap and they end up peeling. So you're gonna have to be very patient if you are gonna go on the medication, because your lips are gonna peel, they're gonna chap, and you must just allow your body to go through the process. Don't stress, don't rush it. And then as I've mentioned, that your skin becomes dry, your vagina becomes dry, your anus becomes dry, guys, and everything becomes dry, and your eyes. So for my eyes, I used eye drops. I got eye drops from the hospital, I think. And then basically you have to extra moisturize your vagina, your anus, and your skin basically. So make sure you just moisturize as much as you can. And then your skin burns, especially your facial skin, because obviously the medication makes your skin thin, and that makes you it makes your skin basically easy. It makes it, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say, guys, is that your skin will easily burn, especially if you're under the sun. Yes. So yeah, you need to be careful about that. And the medication can affect your mood and your hormones. So it's something that you're going to have to look out for, and it's something that you are going to have to consider if you are ready to go through the roller coaster of emotions. It's not really bad, guys, but you will see that you at some point you're not your usual self. You'll feel a bit of depression or a bit of hormones and emotions raging and all over the place, but it doesn't last very long. And I think the most important thing is for you to learn to control yourself and to control your emotions, and then you should be fine after that. Then things to do while you are on the meds. So use sunscreen at all times, guys. This is the most important thing, because if you do not use sunscreen, your skin is going to burn. It's going to burn very badly, and it's going to become red, or it's going to become really dark. So use sunscreen at all times. Drink a lot of water. It's obvious, but it is actually really effective. You're going to have to drink a lot of water, because I mean, you are already taking such strong medication, so your body is already trying to now adjust to this new medication, and your hormones are trying to adjust to this new medication. So you will need to drink a lot of water to just now dilute everything that is happening into your body. And do not use any harsh products on your skin and your face, especially your face. Try and avoid using your Gentle Magics or any other products that can be harsh or can just cause tingling on your face, or whatever the case may be. And for me personally, I used Aqueous cream when I was on the medication. I used it to wash my face, and I used it to moisturize my face. And then after moisturizing, I would obviously use my sunscreen, and it's very gentle. And I used the unscented Aqueous cream, which is very good. So that worked really well for me. So I would suggest you maybe try and use the Aqueous cream, or a very light and gentle soap and facial cream. I know Clicks also has this really cool pure soap, which actually really works well. I've seen a lot of people really recommend it. And also Dove works really well, because it's very gentle on the skin. So I would suggest that you use that if you're going to go on the medication. And then use a SPF based lip moisturizer. It's a pity I don't have my lip moisturizer with me right now, but I used Comics. I will try and see if I can maybe post pictures. If I don't post pictures on this video, please do check out my stories on Instagram, or my wall on Instagram. I think I will post a picture of the lip balm that I used. I've used it for 5 years now. Started using it in 2016, I think. When I started on the medication, it worked wonders. It does have SPF, so it is going to work really well for you if you're going to go on the medication. And it smells really great. They even have an unscented one, so it's up to you which one you want to choose. I would really recommend that you use that if you're going to go on the medication. And Elizabeth Arden also has the best lip cream. It's an 8-hour lip cream. I've used before for a year, and I bought one and it lasted me the whole year. It is a bit pricey because I think it was like $2.95, but I would definitely recommend it because it really does work and it really is worth your money's worth basically. And then alcohol. Avoid alcohol when you're gonna if you're gonna take the medication rather. Avoid alcohol. I was not drinking any alcohol. I only started drinking alcohol after I finished the medication. It's obvious you don't want to be drinking alcohol and mixing it with medication, especially a strong medication. So I would just suggest that you put alcohol on hold if you're gonna take the meds, and just try and drink healthy cool drinks and healthy drinks and water as much as you can. Eat healthy, obviously, because you want to make sure that you are supplementing your body with the best nutrition while on the meds. I feel like it just makes the medication rather work more effectively. And exercise, but not too much, because they do suggest, the doctor does actually suggest that you do not perform any heavy exercises if you are going to be on the medication. So eat healthy and exercise a bit if you can. Maybe take a jog or two once a week or whatever the case may be. Avoid taking supplements if you are going to be on the medication. It's quite self-explanatory, guys. You don't want to be mixing too much medication with the medication, so avoid taking supplements. If you are going to take any medication, it should be contraceptives. If you're going to be using pills, and those also should be rather prescribed. Sorry for my pronunciation. It should either be prescribed by your doctor or something that you have been using and that actually works for you. And it's very obvious, an obvious one: avoid touching your face. I know it's obvious, and you might be thinking whatever, but it actually really is very effective, guys. I had to learn this over a period of 2 years because I was so used to touching my face, especially if I feel like there's a pimple that I want to pop, or there's something that doesn't feel well on my skin. I'd easily touch my face, but I had to learn to stop touching my face as often as I do, and it actually became a habit, and now I really touch my face. And taking the medication does not guarantee that it's going to clear your breakouts and that you're never going to have any breakouts again. Guys, I still have breakouts even now. I won't lie, they're not as bad as they used to be back then, but my skin still breakouts even now. For instance, like at times when I am stressed, if my system needs to be detoxed or cleaned, if I'm using a new skin product, if my pillowcases are dirty and they need to be washed, if my hair is dirty and needs to be washed, which is why I wash my hair at least once a week. I always put a cover on my pillowcases, which I wash every week. So I would really suggest that you be patient more than anything, and also just know that after using the meds, it doesn't mean that your skin will never break out again. Some people's skin doesn't break out again after using the meds, and for some people your skin does actually break out from time to time, like mine, you know. And also when I'm gonna go on my periods, my skin usually breaks out, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Even now, I don't know if you guys can see, I still have dark marks somewhere, and my skin is currently breaking out as we speak. I don't know what's causing it. I think it's the sun or it's temperature change, but something is causing my skin to break out at this moment. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, as I'm saying, guys, just because you've used the meds, it doesn't mean that you're gonna have perfect skin forever. My skin was perfect like for 3 months after I used the meds, but then it did break out after that. So my suggestion and advice to you is that if you really see a problem with your skin, or if you're really experiencing hectic breakouts and you've used everything and you've tried everything, then you can actually go on the medication, and I would suggest you do go on the medication. But if you are experiencing minor breakouts, maybe you should just try and change your skincare routine and maybe try something different and see how that works out for you. But if you are going to go on the medication, guys, please do everything that I've told you to do. It worked out very well for me. And more than anything, have patience. Allow your skin to go through the process and the changes, and just allow your skin to now, you know, renew itself and rejuvenate itself and become new, and to give itself new skin, or whatever the case may be. So basically that is my acne clearing journey, and that is what I did to clear my acne, and I still experience breakouts every now and then. And I will be posting a separate video on what I'm currently using. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I will post a video on what I'm currently using and how it's working for me. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you really enjoyed this video and it was informative, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to suggest it and share it if you feel like there's someone you know who might need to see this video. And don't forget to subscribe so that you are notified also when I post another video, especially that has to do with skincare, and also that so that you are notified when I post my next video with regard to the products that I'm currently using. Have a lovely day. God bless.